Hey everybody, welcome back to another Brothers in Arsenal. Ben and Dan here, post-match reaction
It'll be
to
the first time you
Sunderland
visit
versus
me, though.
Arsenal.
So
What?
it'll be the first time you visit me.
Yeah, it would be. Well, wait, actually, first time since you've been in college?
No, I mean
I've been to the West Side, I just haven't gone to your college or anything.
you
But
never come to
anyways,
my
yeah.
house.
Welcome back to another Brothers in Arsenal. Ben and Daniel post-match versus Arsenal versus Sunderland. Arsenal 3-0 victors yesterday. And yeah, Daniel, I mean, it was a little bit different of a game than we expected. Sunderland actually came out and performed really well, especially in that first half. Kind of shocked everybody. Had Arsenal pinned back at times. Had quite a few opportunities to, put the ball in the back of the net. They just couldn't quite get there. Um, yeah, give me your thoughts really quick on that.
Yeah, as you said, it wasn't. It was. They were a little bit more open than I expected. Like they were trying to pose a threat. It wasn't complete. Sit back, try to counter it. They actually had a decent amount of possession. To be fair, though.
They did,
Actually,
yeah.
did they had more than us? I don't
They
know.
actually outpossessed us throughout the whole game. Yeah, 50
Yeah,
points.
not that that's doesn't. I know it was at home, but not that that doesn't happen. Like that does happen sometimes, or like not frequently, but not
Honestly, it doesn't happen
infrequently.
often to us where we get outpossessed. So yeah,
Mm.
I mean, Sunderland actually came to play. Um, maybe you could argue if they didn't come to play like that, maybe set up a little bit more defensively and try to hit us on the counter. Maybe it would have been a 3-0 win for Arsenal. It could have been a lot closer, but yeah, I give them respect for coming out to play us. I mean, most teams just sit back and end up losing anyway, so why not come try, right?
Mhm.
But yeah, let's see. Give me your top performers from yesterday. Who really impressed you from Arsenal?
Um, Declan Rice,
Yeah.
engine everywhere. His leadership, just everything.
I
Um,
I loved towards the end of the game, we were winning or whatever, but he wanted to see the game out, and he was just yelling at Eze to
yeah,
press. Eze was just kind of
that's what I'm
floating,
talking about.
floating kind of in the midfield, not pressing the ball, and he was fuming at him. So it was
Yeah,
awesome to see. He's just a real leader on the field.
because at that point it was still 2-0, and
Yep.
it's like there were still like 5, 6, 7 minutes in the game.
Okay.
And and anyways, yeah, he's switched on at all times. He knows how much you have to be focused until the fat lady sings, until the last whistle is called. You have to stay locked in because as you were saying, he was yelling at Eze. Eze, had he not tracked him down or whatnot, and a cross comes in and they score, it's then 2-1, and they have
Yep.
momentum. They're gonna push for something. No, instead, he yelled at him, everyone in a good mindset, locked
Us
down
together.
defensively, and then what do you know? We got to hit him on a counter break. Norgard with a nice looped ball over. Martinelli can run onto it. There you go.
Now
One
that
points there.
Martinelli, we've seen that time and time
Chelsea,
again,
Chelsea,
and
yeah, Chelsea,
people like to just
Liverpool.
claim, oh, it's luck. He's got poor touches, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes there are heavy touches that he runs onto. But to be
He
honest,
really is rapid.
he's rapid. So I think he knows he can do that. And that's why we see that time and time again. I mean, the very first one was 6 years ago or 7 years ago against Chelsea. Okay, that
It
one was a
was
poor
5 years
touch.
ago, 5 or 6,
Ago, whatever. It
6. I
seems
think
like
it's
forever ago, to be honest. But that,
yeah.
I mean, that one was a poor touch. But every one since then, it's even the one against Bayern Munich.
Neuer,
He hit it
Neuer,
around
yeah.
the keeper, hit it around Neuer. Like,
He
he knows what
he
he's
hit his
doing
knee
there.
and bounced it around.
Exactly. Yeah. Like he's been doing that and he's quality with that. So, and
Sevilla too. Sevilla.
yeah. And him off
Yeah,
the bench, I mean, his pace off the bench, his work ethic off the bench is massive in those last 20, 15, 20 minutes of a game when he comes on
and
30.
Gyökeres too. It's kind of what we've been saying in the beginning of the season, or just in general. Like, or at least to me, I was like Gyökeres. Obviously the competition in Portugal would be a little bit more comparable to the lower teams in Premier League. So I was like, oh, it'd make more sense if for bigger games we have Havertz or maybe Jesus potentially, maybe particularly Havertz, and then
Yeah.
bring on Gyökeres at the end, or against smaller teams, bring on Gyökeres, and that's what happened. And he bagged 2 goals. So, and that Havertz and Gyökeres link up too. It's
hmm
like, come on, Havertz has been gone for the whole season, and he comes back and he's already assisted him like 2 or 3 times. So
Three times, I think. Yeah, three times. Yeah, I would just like to touch on that Kai Havertz Gyökeres. You're gonna see in our thumbnail, it's a pretty good one. I think I sent it to you already, but I'm gonna throw in there. But I mean, we talked about Kai Havertz in our pre-match video, I believe, with like, space creation, pulling defenders, right, leaving that space for Gyökeres. And like we saw a little bit of that yesterday. And I know everybody likes to make fun of Kai, space creation, blah blah blah. That's all people talk about with him, right? He's a space creator. Well, you saw that on the first Gyökeres goal, right? I mean, we just had that possession, just kind of little triangles on that left wing, slow, methodical buildup. And Kai is constantly moving, just finding the open space, those pockets in between the last line of the defense. And he found that little space from, Trossard, where the Trossard slipped in the ball, and then bang, right to Gyökeres, who, I mean, rifles in the back of the net, falling over, off balance. Great finish by him for, considering he was, falling over and off balance. I think maybe he could have done a little
Yeah.
bit better, keeping to his feet, but he put the ball in the back of
Who?
the net. That's all that matters. But yeah, Kai Havertz and Gyökeres, that little link up, that like connection that they're already building, I think is going to kick us on to win this title.
Hmm.
Obviously, we got a huge game
Did
right
you
now
say
to
the
see
defender
Liverpool
could have
lead.
been better?
What?
The defender? Because he just didn't step up. He just stayed to the side.
Yeah, yeah, he could have done
Well,
better. Yeah,
he could have easily blocked that, but whatever.
but hey, we got the goal. That's all that matters. But I'm really excited to see that connection build out with Kai Havertz and Gyökeres. And to be honest, like with Havertz in the midfield, you get the game up. I
Yeah.
mean, like I'm not trying to rag on Odegaard. He didn't play. I'm not trying to bring him into the conversation, in a negative light. But we do look more of a really confident team with Havertz in there instead of Odegaard. I don't know. Odegaard just seems like he does seem a little bit confused on the ball, right? He just kind of gets it, spins around, goes backwards. He doesn't know what to do with it. With Kai Havertz, we're a bit more direct. We're a bit more confident in possession. And I really think that's showing. And then obviously with that connection with Gyökeres, is something that's, really turned out to be beautiful, right? Who would have thought that would have been the connection that, would be getting Gyökeres all the goals, but you did.
I said 4-4-2.
Well, you did say
I know
four
this
four
was
two.
a
That's right. Yeah,
4-4-2,
yeah.
but I said maybe this
Which
would
I
be a
mean,
good starting point for them to
we're not
break.
we're not obviously we're not starting at like a 4-4-2, in our
But
system.
Havertz always is picking up those central spaces.
Exactly.
He always finds his way up there.
hmm
And that's
Yeah, it's like in
as
possession,
close as you're
we're
going
a
to get
four
in the
four
modern
two.
day
Out of
football.
possession, we're
Yeah.
4-3-3.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's yeah, it is really something awesome to see. And I don't know, hopefully it continues. Again, I'm not trying to bring Odegaard in and be negative, but I think he's got to keep this formation, keep this team going. They're clicking the last few games where we scored 7 goals, conceded 0 in the last 2 league games, which is massive. And against two really tough sides. I know they're newly promoted Leeds and Sunderland, but Sunderland, one of the best defenses in the league. Leeds at away, a tough place to go to. They've been taking scalps off some of the big boys. Like, it's two quality performances last week here. But yeah,
Yeah.
anyways, I'm just really loving what I've seen from the team in terms of that 4-4-2, that Kai Havertz Gyökeres link up. Um, yeah, I don't really have much to say on that, to be honest, other than that. But I think the icing on the cake, though, is that Martinelli Gyökeres finish. And that one where Martinelli got the ball at the end, I think it was like about a minute left. And he goes and he does a fake cross. Those two guys slide in. Then he had to like the ball
Oh,
kind of went
yeah.
away and then he do a little spin. Didn't quite pull it off, but that would have been such a wonderful goal. I kind of wish that would have, or not kind of, I
Yeah.
wish that would have played out. Um,
And
yeah, I
Martinelli
mean,
could have, instead of trying to shoot, he could have squared Gyökeres to get a hat trick. But because Gyökeres, I want to say shout out to him. Well, I didn't rewatch it fully. Usually when I say he doesn't gamble enough, it's because like no, but still he was making the run for this one. So I just want to say props to him. He was gambling, but Martinelli
yeah,
obviously would shoot it. It would have been cool for Martinelli to score that goal. And then as you were saying slightly, just a little bit, 30 seconds to a minute ago, keep going with this team and whatnot. Obviously, there's like important. There's different games. There's different styles of games that will involve different types of players and setups.
yeah,
But I I kind of agree. Like, don't don't try to change or fix something that isn't broken. However, Arteta has done that in the past where he has just played just the same. But that was when we didn't have depth, and he
yeah.
would run. As we know, players would get run into the ground and they'd get injured, and then we'd be screwed. Now we have the
Yep.
depth, so it's like, yes, on one hand, don't change or fix something that isn't broken, but also at the same time, if they are doing good and they can continue playing this way, then just keep it going. Keep
Yeah.
collecting those points until you need to switch it up or you think this game needs something different. And yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. It's a game to game thing. But also, one thing before we end up the video, we didn't even touch base on the Zubimendi goal.
I
I mean,
know.
that is an insane finish. shout out to Trossard. I mean, that pass, he was like baiting him in to take the
Mhm.
shot.
Yeah.
The weight on the pass was perfect. And then Zubimendi, I mean, the technique on the ball on the strike,
Mhm.
like that, just the way it just swerved in, just you had the right spin on it to kiss off the post and bounce into the far side, like that, and to hit it first time like that. I mean, that was a wicked finish. And yeah, Zubimendi, he's really stepped up the last few weeks after that mistake. Um,
Yeah, he's gotten like 5 or 6 goals. And for a DM, that's good. I don't
yeah,
know.
I think that was his
Not to
fifth goal of
compare
the
him with
season.
Rodri, because, but everyone says Rodri's the best, and a lot of people are like, oh, people could add more goals. Rodri, I don't know what his best goal scoring season is, but can't be
Yeah,
far off from this. So,
yeah. But anyways, before we wrap up the video, do you got your question today?
um, who was the first? Who was the first? Um, who was the first? Who was? Oh wait, let me just look up this. Uh, who was the first African American to serve as an Associate Justice of the United States Supreme Court?
What is this, U.S. government class?
No, this is one of the questions at the YMCA.
Oh, I'm not.
You
I
you
couldn't
you
tell you.
you like history. You used to really like history.
Yeah, but I don't know who the first African American Supreme Court member was.
Hmm.
All right, who was it?
Take a guess as to what year it was, I guess.
I couldn't give you a name. I have no idea.
I said a year.
What?
I said a year. Give me a year.
Oh, a year? I don't know. 1972?
1967. It was 1967 and 1971, so it was close.
Yeah.
Once I say the name, you'll be like, oh, I have heard it in like a history class. Thurgood Marshall.
Who?
Thurgood Marshall.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, you've heard the name.
No, I've never heard of that. I'll be honest, never heard of that. That was a bit of a that was a bad question. Who's gonna know that question?
If
All
you
right.
know it, say in the comments that you knew it.
Yeah, I don't think anybody
Yeah, I
would.
don't know. I couldn't think
Anyways,
of
all right.
one.
Well, this has been another Brothers in Arsenal. As always, please like, subscribe, share the video with your friends. Hit the hype button if that's a
If that
thing,
exists.
right? And Liverpool are playing right now. What's the score? 0-0 still?
0-0, up the Reds. You never walk alone.
You never walk alone. Yeah, come on, Liverpool. 9 point gap,
Uh,
potentially for Arsenal after that game if they get the win.
click the bell.
Oh
Heck
yeah,
no.
yeah. Hit the bell, of course. Yeah. But anyways, this is a bit of a weird Brothers in Arsenal video. We were having some issues before with the setup and the mics, and we were getting a little frustrated. But anyways, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys in the next video.